And we're rolling. Hello everybody listening to No Pressure 2020 Tropical Pressure from home, wherever you are. My name's Jake. I'm going to be your site manager next year at Tropical Pressure Festival 2021, and I'm here in Plymouth, my hometown, in the Royal William Yard looking over Plymouth Sound, and I'm joined here today by two of my very good friends, Matthew Elmes and Owen Finnie, who've just started a project, well, just over 2 years ago now?
Yeah,
just over 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, called Pollenize CIC, and their main focus is to introduce people to beekeeping and everything that's revolved around that subject. So let's go and have a look at the beehives that they have here in the Royal William Yard.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's take a walk.
Lead us the way.
So the Royal William Yard set inside an old victualling barrack. And
So
it's set in with also a really nice wild garden. So you on the way down you'll be able to see a few of the plants that are here for the bees and all the other pollinators.
And over in this corner, this little secret corner, we keep the bees.
You see in the distance there, that's their beehives over in the corner. Make our way down these slightly precarious steps.
So this is what you call an apiary. It's where you keep bees,
Yep.
where you keep your beehives. And api means bee in Latin, and apis mellifera is the European dark honeybee, or the black bee,
Okay.
which is what we keep in our hives.
Cool. Top linguistical fact for today. Apis mellifera is dark honeybee, dark black bee, or dark European honeybee, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct, yeah.
And so the dark European honeybee is what you solely focus on here
In our bee
with your
colonies, yeah.
conservation efforts.
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the project, the reason why we started it was because Matt and I faced a few challenges, and it was to do with resources and funding. So not knowing where to keep bees in the city, access to like the capital outlay for that, because beekeeping can be quite expensive when you initially start out. So it forced us to look at more interesting and innovative ways to keep bees in our urban environment, and how to look after pollinators as well. So we approached organisations and said to them, look, this is what we want to do. We want to involve the community in beekeeping, to empower them, to give people the chance to be environmentally responsible in different ways. And it kind of snowballed from that, and this is where we are now. So we're in an apiary, and that's one of 9 apiaries across the city, and they're usually set up with 2 colonies of bees at each apiary. So I thought it'd be nice if you could quickly see the hives in their full sort of glory. So this is one of the first ones we started out with. It's just plain white, and then the next door, they don't have any particular names unless they've been painted. So this one was painted by a school. This is again one of our original ones, painted by another artist. So that was a nod to the aquarium. You can see the octopus there.
There's a tentacle.
Yeah, and then this was painted by a school as well.
Devonport High School for Boys.
Yeah, that's Jake's old stomping ground.
Very
And
artistic
then-
folk there.
And then we've got another one painted by an artist, which is very heavily influenced by geometry. So
The flower of life.
yeah, so that, I guess that gives you a bit of an idea. So it's very community focused, and then that leads on nicely to be able to give Matt to give you a bit of an introduction to the science of what we do at Pollenize.
Okay, so should we go back to hive
Yeah.
number 1, where
Cheers.
Matt will tell us a little bit about how we're collecting data.
So interestingly, a colony of bees every year will visit between 1 and 5 million flowers, and every time they hit the flowers, they get covered in pollen. So when you look at bees under the microscope, they're absolutely covered in it. And so we've devised these tubes. So when they walk into the hive, the residue of the pollen gets collected on the inside of the tube, and then we send that away for DNA analysis, and then that can tell us about the foraging behaviours and their preferential visitation of different species of flowers, and then that can then give us a window into if there's any deficiencies or any gaps. And so our plan is to involve the public with planting seed packets which addresses these gaps, and people can log their location online. And we also do a seed packets based on database what do you call it, database analysis, for total plant pollinator interactions. So we're pitting seeds which pack a punch, which help all your pollinators and all your insects. So you're talking bees, butterflies, hoverflies, food insects to promote healthy food webs.
So it's not just about the honeybees, it's about all the pollinating insects
Indeed,
that we have in this country, or in the British Isles, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And in the future, we're working on camera systems inside and outside of the beehive to decode the waggle dance, and then for public viewing as well. So hopefully we can bring that to Tropical Pressure next year. Yeah.
Cool. So we're hopefully going to be making, well, you guys are going to be making an appearance next year at the festival, and it'll give everybody the opportunity to learn a bit about not just keeping bees, but about how pollinating insects have an impact on our environment and our life as we know it. Was it 2/3 of our food is made up by
pollination
or plants that have been pollinated by insects, food that finds its way onto our plates. So a really important thing for us all to learn. So hopefully we'll see you next year, depending on how things go. And look forward to seeing you then.
Just want to say thanks to everyone watching at No Pressure. Hope you're all having a really nice time, and thanks to Kath, Tim and all the team behind it, and thanks to Jake for helping us with the film. It's been really good fun.
See you next year.
Enjoy.